let's start. Tell us the name of the business and a bit about what you do.
Yeah, so my business is Nurture and Shine. I'm a therapist. I'm a hypnotherapist and a reflexologist. And I've been looking after people for around about 20 years on both fronts.
Amazing. And what sort of services do you provide? So tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, so reflexology for relaxation, but often for a physical condition or a mental state of mind. So anxiety and depression, quite big in my little world. And hypnotherapy. So I do a technique called RTT, which is rapid transformational therapy. And that is all about clearing out any negative beliefs and learned behaviours from your past and being able to move forward positively. So again, lots of anxiety, but also confidence, self-esteem and physical conditions as well. So just using the power of the mind. So I like to bring together the mind and the body through reflexology and hypnosis. They work really well together.
Fantastic. And tell us a bit about hygiene. So I imagine some of your work's done remotely, but more and more face-to-face. So how important is good hygiene in the work that you do?
Yeah, it's huge because people want to feel like they're coming into a safe environment, especially if they're anxious. So with there's lots of health anxiety that I see. And when people come into a therapy room, they want to feel like it's clean and that all the measures are in place.
Yeah. And do you think people have been suffering more from anxiety through the pandemic? Is that something you've noticed?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's one anxiety after another. People were anxious before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Then you pile on top 2 years of lockdown and all the things that come along with that, which are huge. And now we're in another situation where there's fear in the world with what's going on in Ukraine. So anxiety is massive, all ages, from children right the way through.
Okay, and so I guess people need to know they're safe, right, if they come into your environment.
Absolutely. So I need to make my environment really safe so there's no questions.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I'm taking all the steps so that they feel really secure and comfortable before we even start.
Yeah, makes sense. So in terms of keeping the environment safe and sanitizing specifically, have you had any problems, challenges in the past? What have you noticed about that kind of process, how it works, how it doesn't work for you in your business?
So as I said before, so when somebody has a health condition, they sometimes don't like to be adding any extra chemicals onto their skin because we absorb through our skin. So it's important that they feel comfortable with the products that I'm using. So before, I've had people say, oh no, thank you, I don't want to sanitize. So they want to be safe, but they don't want to use the alcohol sanitizer because it's hard on their skin or it cracks their fingers. Which I do understand because I had to use it a lot as well. So my hands often get sore, or did. So I do think that's been a problem. Also for finding something that I can just spray on to sanitize, because I use towels and blankets, and obviously they're all washed and laundered. But I also have a couch, which is a fabric surface, so you can't just wipe everything down. And I don't particularly like using the antibacterial wipes that aren't very eco-friendly.
Yeah, of course. Okay, that's interesting. And what about, so I've had the privilege of being to the Nurture Nest and it always smells so lovely. What about the kind of impact of smell and disinfectant?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, very good point. So I don't like, I use lots of aromatherapy oils, and I try to use antibacterial oils as well, which make people feel happier. But I would not want to have a chemical smell in the Nurture Nest, just not the environment. So sometimes with other products, there's a very traditionally clean smell, which is almost like going into a swimming pool. It's like chlorine, bleachy type of smell, which doesn't go right.
No, doesn't feel quite right with the lovely nurturing
environment. That's it.
So how have you found the GermErase 24-hour product?
Brilliant.
What have you liked about it?
Brilliant. So the spray is fantastic because it's just so easy. I just squirt on everything. So any surface, I love that I can use it on any surface and it's all in one bottle. And that's it. I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's done. And because it lasts a long time, that's brilliant. I tend to sanitize between clients, but it's just nice to feel really comfortable that that's all taken care of and it's not something else that anybody has to worry about, me or the client.
Yeah, that's nice. And what about anything that you didn't like about the product?
Gosh, I can't actually think of anything that I didn't like, which is I think it's just met all my needs. I haven't found anything else on the market that's just so easy and almost like a one-step product. There's nothing that I don't have to go through lots of steps or stages. It's just squirt, wipe, done. And I love that you can use it on the fabric. That's really good. But so what I don't think there's anything not to like.
That's nice to know. If you had to choose 3 things that were the best 3 features, the most attractive features of the product, what would you say they are?
I think just the simplicity. It's just so easy. That it's with the hand sanitizer, that it's alcohol free. That's big for me and my clients. And I guess that you can use it on everything. Great.
So the fact it can be used on surfaces and skin, when I first learned this, I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. So different people react differently to that. How do you feel about using the same product on surfaces and on your hands?
I just think it's brilliant. It just makes it so easy. I think that I trust that it can do that. It says it can do it, so I trust that it can do that. So I just don't. I don't think about it. Yeah, great. And so the fact that it protects for 24 hours, in a situation where you're used to sanitizing everything between clients, which I completely understand. It's like being in a restaurant, right? Your customers want to kind of see you sanitizing. So the fact that the product lasts for 24 hours, is that something that is useful for your business, not so useful for your business? How do you feel about that? It is very useful for the business, but it's useful for my peace of mind. And because actually sometimes I show the clients that it's actually got 24-hour on the bottle, and that actually helps them. And I said, but I do it. I often do it more than once every 24 hours, just because it just feels good to me. But I don't have to, and it goes a really long way. And what about the fact that on your skin it protects your skin between washes? How do you feel about that, and how do your customers feel about that? They all find that really useful to know, and it's just a comfort, isn't it? It's a comfort blanket in a world where there's so much tension. It's just one less thing to worry about. Yeah, for sure. And I guess also, and this is speculation, Suzannah, but if you're touching people's feet, the thought of having something on your hands that's protecting your skin from microbes must be quite appealing, right? Yeah, absolutely. So yes, and obviously I wash my hands between clients, and I also sanitize between clients. But yes, I know that I'm protected, and also sometimes I actually feel that I'm passing on the protection from my hands to their feet. I love that idea. That's perfect. My feet feel very protected. Yeah. So in terms of how GermErase might better support what you need, is there anything more that we could do, like different formats or different ways of supplying the product, or anything else that would make it easier for you? I think a biodegradable wipe would be amazing. Just to have another option. I mean, I get by completely fine, but sometimes I'm thinking about actually when I come into my home.
Yeah.
I think that format would be really good if I felt that it was safe and eco-friendly. Then they're just so easy to use, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. Well, the good news is there may be a biodegradable wipe in the pipeline.
Oh, brilliant. There we go, got full house.
Fab. Anything else that could be done better to support your business?
I just wonder, I'm just thinking about our skin and how it can become dry, and especially when we're using products. And although these, especially the water sanitizer is brilliant because it just melts away, but sometimes I feel like it would be nice to just have some kind of moisturizer that gives a little bit of a barrier.
An extra moisture boost. Yeah.
So I don't know whether that's a possibility. I just think that when you know, if you go to a restaurant or a public toilet and you wash your hands, you use your soap, and then you have some moisturizer, and it just feels that you're I don't like using it when I'm out, because it feels like I've just washed my hands and now I'm putting on this sticky thing. But actually, if I thought that was also protecting not only my skin but against germs, then that would feel really nice.
Yeah, great. Thank you for that. Something that we're working on at the moment is bundles. So in terms of the way that the product is sold, at the moment we have, as you've got, the spray and we've got the foaming pump, and we sell it in big 5-litre cans so that people can refill their dispensers and there's not loads of new virgin plastic going into the world. So we're quite focused on our environmental footprint. What would be an attractive bundle to you if you were bundling the products together? Would it be a combination of the spray and the foamer, or a spray, foamer and bottle, or how might a bundle work for you?
So the bigger bottle. I think for a business, I mean, this stuff does last a little goes a really long way, but I think if I was I would invest in a bigger bottle so I could then decant it into the smaller bottle as well. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, that's definitely part of our vision, reuse before recycle.
And I also quite like the little cloth.
Okay, great.
That just like you've got another, it's almost like it takes the place of a wipe, doesn't it? I can wipe.
Yeah, it's important to use a microfiber cloth with this product and not a cotton cloth, which is why we include it in that tester pack.
Yeah, that's really handy and useful to have.
Great. Anything else that we need to know about?
No, I just think for me, it's taken away worrying about how I'm going to sanitize the workspace. And if I feel really confident with the product that I'm using, then my clients will.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Great. And I guess that's part of your job, is to instill confidence in your clients, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, they need to just feel comfortable, safe and secure.
Great. Good. Well, thank you very much.